Today we were discussing about cultural shock, and I came to know so many things about your life, what all cultural shocks you've experienced because you've traveled a lot. And then we discussed some synonyms, antonyms, and some vocabulary words which you used in good form in your sentences.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So hi Mansi. Since it's our first since it's our first interaction, let's start with a quick introduction. Would you like to go ahead with your introduction first, or
Okay,
should I
sure.
give mine first?
Yeah, as you know, my name is Mansi Gola. I hail from Delhi. I am a mother of two kids. Simultaneously, I am a teacher too. I teach online. Previously, I used to teach small kids, like up to 10th standard. But it's been 3 years. I have started teaching adults, and there are so many students. They are from different domain. Like some of them are homemakers, nurses, bankers. So I teach them. I run my Facebook page and YouTube channel also. It is all about English, and I'm learning through all these things because I really want to be fluent like others. So that's my aim. That's why I'm on English Yaari. I want to get that fluency. That's my dream only.
Okay, great, great, great. What about your hobbies?
My hobbies are these days reading and playing badminton, outing, shopping. These are my hobbies.
Okay, great, great, great. So let's come to the chat box
These
quickly,
are
and then
done.
I make my introduction. Okay, I just wanted to tell you that. Okay, so now coming to my introduction. As you know, my name is Shikha Pandey, and I've been an English instructor for more than 4 years now. As far as my students are concerned, they range from school going kids to professionals. And talking about my academics, I'm a postgraduate. Related to my hobbies, I would say I like interacting with people because I believe everybody has some experiences to share, some stories to tell, and we can learn from others' experiences. So that is what I like doing, and I try to practice it as far as possible. So that's a brief introduction about me. If you have any specific questions related to my introduction, then you can please go ahead and ask. Let's get Okay, so let's get started with our topic for today's session. So today we'll be talking about cultural shock. Okay,
Okay.
so what do you understand by cultural shock? What is cultural shock?
I can totally understand it because I get it many times. I get cultural shock many times because my husband has a transferable job. So we move from this state to another state within 4 months of within 4 years or 5 years. So we get it, and sometimes we feel so happy. Sometimes we are really shocked, and sometimes we learn something new from other cultures or other religions also. So it's quite interesting. And when I started working online, so I get to know many things from people. How do they celebrate anything? How do they do things? And what is their culture? So I love to learn that.
Okay, okay. So, yeah, I couldn't still understand what is cultural shock. You
Okay,
said you
cultural
completely
shock
understand
means
it, but just explain it.
culture of cultural shock means when you are moving to another city and everything is different, means their way of celebrating anything or their way of wearing clothes is also different, their way of behaving is also different, their like everything is different, like their clothes, their dress sense, their speaking way, their lifestyle, their cooking, their like everything is different. So we can call it cultural shock or not.
So basically, cultural shock is, see, when something is followed in your culture, but when you find something
This
is
is not
different in
followed
a
in
new
other
culture
culture.
which you, yeah, so
Yes.
which you come across, so that is a cultural shock for you. Probably the same thing won't be a cultural shock for them. People belonging from the same community, they won't have that cultural shock, right? See, that is kind of cultural shock. For example,
Hmm.
let's say if we go to Rajasthan, no, they just have this bati churma there. Right. I hope you know what is bati churma. They just
Yes.
crumple the
Yes.
chapatis and they add sugar to it. Right. For us, that is a cultural shock. Who eats a sweet dish which is made up of chapati? So for me,
That's
probably
not
it'll be a
a
cultural shock.
cultural shock for
But
me.
for them, yeah,
Okay.
for them it is a normal thing. That is their sweet dish, or that is their dessert after food, right? So that kind of stuff is a cultural shock. Okay.
Yeah, I know. This is what I explained, I think.
You
This
said
is the
about dresses and all. You didn't explain right.
everything in every
That's what
way.
I was
In
asking you.
every way, I think so.
Yeah, cultural shock can be in every way, but that thing, no, where you said that actually I wanted an explanation, but you were
Okay.
telling about you
Every
faced such things, but I asked you the
mm,
definition of cultural shock,
yes,
so
yes.
understood it. It changed a bit. So let's say, um, which city were you born in?
I was born in UP, Aligarh.
Okay,
I just
okay.
was born there. My mother went there to give me birth only. To give me birth.
Oh, okay. Otherwise, you belong from which
I belong to Delhi.
place? Oh, you belong from Delhi itself. Okay, okay. So, what throughout the years, like you said, your husband gets posted everywhere. So you are going around with your husband, right? Now that you are in Delhi, as compared to your childhood, how has Delhi evolved, or how has Delhi changed?
It's very congested. You can see population is very high in Delhi. Everybody lives here, and you rarely can see parks in every society or in everywhere, because if you are living in a high-fi society, then you will have a park in that society. But if you are living in local area, there you will see only cemented home and no tree, and you can rarely see tree in these type of areas. So it's very polluted also. And previously it was quite good and peaceful, because I spent my whole childhood here, and still I'm in Delhi, so I can see the difference. And now you can see the traffic and the sound of horn honking, and it's very painful. And if you have any problem, any disease, you can't get it cured here. You can get it cured in hospitals, but after coming back to your home, you'll start having the skin problem, according to me, because I don't like it. Seriously. Yeah, that's a difference only.
Okay, okay, okay. So, what are the two things that you feel is still the same about Delhi?
As I told you, I don't like it because of this reason, but still I love Delhi. I don't know why, or I can say there are so many historical places. When I go to the central Delhi, I belong to South Delhi, but now we are living in West Delhi. So I don't like West Delhi, but it is good. I don't feel connected to this Delhi, because I belong to South Delhi. Whenever I move in South Delhi, anywhere, I feel like I'm in my city. I'm in my home. I'm in my home. Whether I'm on road, still I feel like I'm in my home, and I feel so happy without any reason, because in central Delhi everything is there na, like parliament and like so many things are there. So when you go, you can see, you can feel the greenery. I love greenery, so I love to visit South Delhi. That is my most favorite part in Delhi, so I love that.
Okay.
Yes.
So, out of all the places where you've lived till now, which was your favorite city? If you have to choose one that you really enjoyed that city, which one would that be?
That would be Delhi only.
Okay, Delhi only. No, because you said you've been around in most of the cities of India since
But
your
but
husband.
for visiting purpose, Chhattisgarh was also very good, because there was lots of greenery. And where I used to live, like with my husband, that was hilly station. So in hilly station, you will see waterfall, hills, and like greenery, trees. So everywhere you can see greenery, you can feel and you can connect it with nature easily. You can connect with nature easily, but here it is also possible. But it is possible. There are trees, but pollution is very high. This is on peak. And if you have asthma problem, as I have a little bit, so in winters, I can tell you like which type of problems I face in some winters. And in summers, heat is very high. And if you don't have AC, so you can't survive easily. And I used to think like I will not purchase car and AC in my whole life. I will not purchase this, because I will not be the part of increasing any problem in our like area, or in our country or any environment. But we purchased AC because without it we can't, like, we are not able to live. That much heated now. And
Right.
in about car, we are thinking to buy that because of my father-in-law. He's always ill, so anytime we have to take him to the hospital, so it's better to have something. So we will buy a small car and very cheapest one from Tata. So that would be good. But that's our need. We are becoming modern day by day, and because of this, we are hurting environment a lot, and which is not good. But we are in compulsion doing everything.
Right. Okay. Now coming to any place you've been to where you felt out of place and you felt like when will we leave this city or this town?
That was only Chhattisgarh.
That is also Chhattisgarh.
Because as I told you, that was hilly station. So I have phobia of insect. So there were so many lizards inside the home. There were so many insects inside the home. And if we used to go to the washroom, you can see four lizard in the washroom. And sometimes you used to feel like a snake is about to come from the washroom.
Oh,
That was very scary. And Asgar also was there. Every snake, like most four dangerous snakes are in India, na? So you could see there in Chhattisgarh, in that area. So that was
okay.
very scary, and for me especially. Otherwise, it was very peaceful, no noise, no pollution, and no traffic. That was very calm place. But because of that reason, I've always wished when I will go from there. When will I go from there? So it was very risky.
Okay, so let's say you get a choice to settle somewhere, right? Permanently, you have to settle somewhere. So, which city or which town or which state would you choose to settle?
Faridabad, that is good.
Which one?
Faridabad, that is in Haryana. Faridabad,
Okay. Okay.
where is
Mhm.
my in-laws' home. I
Okay.
got married in Faridabad, so that is very, like, good area. My home is also very big, and I can feel nature there also, because when I go, like when I go for outing on bike especially, I really love about. We can rarely see the traffic there. That's the
Mm.
very good thing about Faridabad. So I love that city. I will be
Oh.
there for my whole life because my already I have my home there. Home there.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. So, see, when you were talking about Delhi, you said the temperature is very high, right? Instead of that, any other expression we can use? So, we can use a term scorching or the
Okay.
temperature is extreme.
Okay. Yes, yes.
That's
The
why it's
temperature is
difficult
very
to.
extreme, and it's scorching hot.
Yeah, it is scorching. Okay. So,
Mhm. Great.
now
Okay.
your I am astonished at your thought that living in Delhi, you had planned that you will never buy an AC in your life. How
Yeah.
come? That was your childhood pledge or what? Growing up
Last
there.
year, not last year. I think this year we bought AC. We purchased.
Okay. So, no, but living in Delhi is really difficult without an AC, right?
But
And it's, I think,
when, like, my home is there, where near to my home there is a big tree. So feel like that is very
okay.
good area. In my paternal home. No, that's not my tree. That's not our tree. That's my neighbor's tree. So still we can have the shadow of that tree, and we can
Uh,
feel the nature when we see the tree. But in my in-laws' home there is no tree.
so
Like
you
that
are
is
in,
on that
your,
road.
okay. But
On
your
that road.
in-laws' home is in Faridabad as well as Delhi, both places.
My paternal home is in Delhi, as I
Okay.
belong to Delhi. My in-laws' home in Faridabad, and that is on road, so there is
Faridabad,
no
you don't
tree.
have any trees. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, that is on road. Otherwise, there are trees that is very green, but not near to my home. So I feel like I don't want to live in that home. And when we are going to get this constructed, so definitely, yeah, I will plant one tree.
Okay. Then, um, Tell me one cultural shock you have faced, which was like extreme cultural shock.
Extreme cultural shock when I got to know, actually, in front of my home, in my paternal home in Delhi. So one family came in front of my home. They bought that home. So I got to know they eat crab. So I got to know, my God, they eat anything. So that was a cultural shock. For the
Okay.
first time, I got to know about this. They eat anything and they keep it in fridge. And previously, they used to cook something and they used to like they did not have fridge at that time. They used to give to my mama, could you please keep it in your fridge? So my mama used to keep it, but we didn't used to check that what is inside. So when when we got to know, my God, they eat crab. So we denied we will not keep it in our fridge.
Okay, now let's discuss some vocabulary words. Okay, good. Now let's talk about few vocabulary words which are there as well. So I would request try and make a sentence with those. Okay. So the first is anxiety. What do you understand by the term anxiety? And can you come up with an appropriate sentence with that?
I have anxiety when I am in crowd. I can't be in crowd. That's my basic problem. So I started having this anxiety inside me. So I don't want to be in crowd.
So if you have to describe anxiety or explain, let's say I don't know what anxiety is, how will you explain it to me? What kind of a feeling is that?
Anxiety when you feel uncomfortable or unconscious or like when your mind get disturbed and you can't focus what people are talking about and you feel like sweating
So
and
you used to,
suffocation also.
okay, okay, probably.
Hmm.
So we can say it is a mixed feeling of fear and nervousness.
Hmm.
Okay, that is
Okay.
kind of anxiety. When you have fear and nervousness about anything, that is anxiety. Okay, here you use the term when you feel unconscious. How can you feel unconscious? You feel dizzy. Okay, you
I
feel
feel
dizzy.
dizzy. Yes,
Unconscious,
dizzy.
you're already unconscious, you can't have that feeling of
Yes.
unconsciousness. Okay, probably that feeling before unconsciousness you were talking about, so that is you
Dizzy.
feel dizzy.
Hmm.
Okay, now coming to the next word, which is confusion. Make a sentence with confusion.
Confusion so many times. I think like I have immense knowledge of grammar. And when I start using them, I get confused many times. And I don't know what to use, when to use, and is it wrong or right. I get totally confused at that time when I'm using in front of the speaker who is very fluent. That is
Okay,
confusion. When I mix
homesickness.
up my all like doubts and clarity all together, that is called confusion.
Mm-hmm. Homesickness, what does homesickness mean?
Like as I told you, my husband has a transferable job, so we are not living in our homes. We miss our home most of the time. So that uh yeah, so that is called homesickness.
Okay, when you miss your home, yes. What does frustration mean?
Frustration. Frustration means when you really want to express and your feelings and you are not able to express that, or you have some burden, or you are told not to say anything, but still you cannot digest anything like which you want to express, like it could be any like emotion or anything. That is called frustration. When I get frustrated, I love to throw things here and there.
You will not say I love to throw, because that time, see, frustration is a state of irritation, right? So you
Yeah,
don't like doing when you are irritated, you don't like doing anything. You do that. So you can say
yeah,
probably
I do that.
in frustration, I throw things around. Okay.
Yeah, I throw things around. Yes.
So that's it for today. I think it's time for the session to be over. Okay, Mansi.
Okay.
So today we were discussing about cultural shock, and I came to know so many things about your life, what all cultural shocks you've experienced because you've traveled a lot. So that was there, and then we discussed some synonyms, antonyms, and some vocabulary words which you used. In good form in your sentences. Now coming to your English, see sometimes you're making unnecessary use of the. in your sentence. So try to avoid that. Okay, a little bit of work on your vocabulary, because sometimes that vocabulary word is not coming and you have to think a lot for that. So
Hmm.
that is hindering your fluency. Fluency is like it should just flow out of your mouth. You don't
Yeah.
have to think much, right? So that needs to be practiced.
So
Okay, any
thank you,
questions,
ma'am.
queries from your end?
No, I need to learn vocabulary for a very long time or for a
use
whole life.
use it in your, yeah, use it in your sentence. That is the best trick, because if you don't use it you will forget it, because there is so much information around to conceive, that if we don't use the information it gets lost, because we are learning new things, right? So use it again and again in different sentences of yours in your daily communication, so you'll remember that word for a longer period. Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you,
so
ma'am.
it was
Thank you
nice
so much.
interacting with you, Mansi. Hope you have a wonderful day ahead. Enjoy your
You
day.
too,
Take
ma'am.
care.
Bye bye. Take care.